What's going on, Ottawa? My name is Nicholas Dave Amott, and I like going for runs. I also like theater. I like acting in theater, I like writing theater, and I like talking about theater. So I want to try combining my love of running with that third thing I mentioned. That's right, this is a review on the run. So here's the science behind my idea. See, I don't fancy myself a regular old reviewer of theater. No. See, I don't take notes while I'm sitting in the audience. But then again, neither does any other normal person sitting there. So, I figure if I go for a run and keep my body in an active state, the blood will flow straight to my brain and I'll know exactly what to talk about and make the show sound as awesome as it could. Here's a bus! Anyway, I'm here to talk to you about Ms. Shakespeare, presented at the Gladstone Theatre by Three Sisters Theatre Company. I saw it last Saturday, and I just snuck into the theatre to grab one of their programs for our journey today. So the play follows the daughter of William Shakespeare. You might know him. It takes place in Elizabethan times, obviously, at a time when women who yearned to be on stage were given no voice in order to do so. No legal voice, anyways. Judith, as daughter of, the most famous playwright of her time, obviously yearns to create some legacy equal to her father's, if not surpassing him, or at least given the chance to. But by law, she's unable to. And so, under the safe darkness of a dingy little tavern, she and her 5 friends collaborate, despite the reservations that many of them have, understandably so, to rehearse for, to create a piece that she herself is writing, to act in it, to stage it, even though none of them have ever actually acted before. Each of the 5 women are given their own story, their own little flavor that they bring to the piece. These stories explain their reasons for wanting to go through with such a crazy project. At the same time, gives them ample reason for having reservations for it. They face resistance from the very times in which they are living in, represented here by none other than Judith's father, William Shakespeare himself, chiefly. The resistance stems less so from a legal standpoint, from laws of queen and country and all that, but simply as a way of thinking that has never been questioned before. One of those mindsets that no one has even thought otherwise. So to be presented from something like this, from something so against the norm of the way things are, the natural order of things, of course there's bound to be resistance. It's scary. The play is an anthem in just about every sense of what that word implies. It is a rallying cry for the people it represents, for the people playing on that stage. It's a call for unification against a common enemy, a common, seemingly unstoppable at the time, threat. Here represented by a pompous, if charismatic, blowhard. Sound familiar? The show, it is very important to note, is also a musical. Love it! With lyrics by the author, Tracy Power, and music co-written with Steve Charles. Yes, I did just have to check the name in the program. That's why I got it. The music is derived heavily from European cabaret style, largely. The kind of Kurt Weill sort of vibe. But it also has some numbers which are, as I said, anthemic. To raise the spirits and stir the heart. And, anthem stuff. Wendy Berkelaar accompanies on the piano, displaying her usual prowess with it. And Miss Rowena Pearl accompanies on the double bass. Every member of the ensemble, and I mean that every member of the ensemble, pulls her weight on that stage. Every character is immediately brought forth by their performance. Robin Guy as the understandably traumatized Catherine, who's really seen some stuff in her life. Laura Hall as the very shy and demure Margaret, very pure one. Oh my lord. Andrea Massoud as Hannah, who was forced to be tough in her life, forced to be the tough one in her family. Miss Leah Cogan as Judith herself, who does strike me as a triple threat. She commands the stage with the charisma, commands her players, and commands her voice as well. Very nice soprano. And then of course there's Rachel Oyster, who's basically the best I've seen her on stage. She's absolutely hilarious in this show. And as a narrator, wraps it together quite nicely. I love how Shakespeare is so far up his own ass, he can't even use the door like a normal person. I mean, he uses the door, but never like a normal person. I have poured through this thing, and I cannot find musical director credited anywhere. So I don't know who it is. I know that several members of the ensemble and the production team have experience in music, including Bronwyn Steinberg, the director of the whole production. But I can't find the specific credit anywhere. Well, let me tell you, from the opening harmonies of the show, they grab you. Like the talent of all the singers, the harmonies that they engage in through a variety of numbers, from the solemn fugal hymn that opens the show to the stirring anthem that closes it. The harmonies, absolutely stunning. Worth seeing the show for by themselves. If I were to have one qualm with the production, it would be with the set design of all things. And this is like a minor thing. I found it was a little too high school showy, if that makes any kind of sense. It's essentially corner, center, corner. Piano and cello in one corner, door in the center, and table and chairs in the other corner, which represent the tavern, and which also represent the Shakespeare household. Very simple, but they're designed enough to not be minimalistic, to show that they're not going for minimalism. There's a lot of open space used in the center, which I get, but kind of wish that they did more with. There were parts of the show I found were kind of falling a bit flat. Oh, I have a green light. Simply because there's too much dead space on stage that was lit. There was just too much to look at the same time, not enough happening to look at. Again, minor thing. Utilitarian. That's the word I'm looking for to describe the set. Utilitarian, and I found lacking any kind of spark, any kind of overall vision with the piece itself. Love the door though. I have no complaints about the door. The door was great. Crux of all of this is just my opinion. And my head's starting to do tricks anyway, so to give it a little bit of a wrap up, it was a simple but very effective telling of a script that is very beautiful, and to place emphasis on that, very beautiful show, very beautiful script, but sometimes cliched. And by that I mean the overall arc of the story, the overall plot felt like something that I had seen before, thematically anyways. The stories of each of the players and how their lives begin to intertwine and connect with one another's, for better and for worse. Those stories are absolutely beautiful, and the way they connect with each other. But thematically, it felt like something I had seen before, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It did leave me with a feeling of something to be desired now, something more. Now, what more am I talking about? What more would I have been looking for? Or what more do I think would have worked well? Well, to be honest, I don't know. I did find myself thinking at some point that another violin to go with the double bass, and piano combo would be great. It would make the whole add a little bit more punch to the orchestrations. That's not even a thematic thing. That's an orchestration thing. So, yeah, There you go. They just wanna, they just wanna, they just wanna, girls just wanna have fundamental human rights that at this time are still 3 centuries away from being considered in any acceptable legal form. All in all, a very well put together piece. Miss Shakespeare, presented by Three Sisters Theatre Company, runs at the Gladstone Theatre until this coming Saturday, June 2nd. I highly recommend you see it while you still can. Been getting great houses so far, so support it while you're still able to. I'm Nicholas Dave. I'm Nicholas Dave Amott. My brain is spinning. I need fluids. Thank you for listening and watching. This has been a review on the run.